You guys, I finally did it. I am living in Orlando, Florida, and I am so excited. Hi everybody, my name is Christine and I am a Disney adult. I love all things Disney, Universal, and now Orlando, Florida. If you want to follow along as I discover new things all over Orlando, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to make sure you are notified whenever I let a new video out. So, moving to Orlando, how did this even happen for me? Well, I went on vacation to Disney World in February of 2021, so about 3-ish months ago. And I actually had absolutely no intention of moving out here anytime soon. There had been talk in my family about doing it in the future, but in terms of doing it right now, it just didn't seem feasible for me and my husband and our family. We had a lot of things change though between February and when we moved, and there was a lot of family and personal reasons why we came down here. But don't get me wrong, a huge reason that my husband, who is a Kentucky native, who loved living in Kentucky, one of the reasons he agreed to move down here was because he knows that this is my passion and this is my dream and this is what I want to do with my life. I want to go to the parks and all over Orlando and share that stuff with you guys, and I'm so excited that this is happening. If you had told me 4 or 5 years ago that I would be sitting in my living room in Orlando, Florida, and getting to prepare new content all about Disney and Universal and Orlando and places to eat and places to stay and things to do, I would have laughed at you, because this truly has been my dream for as long as I can remember, and I'm just going for it. I'm so grateful that my husband is the kind of man that would move with me and support me, even though I'm such a tiny channel and my Etsy shop is small but growing. So my business is very small, and we're in the starting stages of my business and it's growing, and he believes in me and he saw that in me, and he, we decided to move. Of course there were other reasons outside of my own personal wanting to be close to Disney. I have small children. There are things that in our family that happened that made it all work out, and ultimately we just decided that it was what's best for me and my family. So here I am in Orlando. So I want to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of tips as to like the moving process and what that looks like right now, because it is a little bit different. So my husband and I were not in the market to buy a home, which was a good thing, because right now the housing market, as everyone knows, is a little bit out of control. So we were looking to rent an apartment though. And I want to let anyone out there know that if they're trying to come down here and rent an apartment, one, it is expensive. I did come from the Cincinnati area where the rent was comparable, but it is expensive. You're looking at anywhere for like a 2-bedroom apartment, since that's what we were looking for. You're looking at anywhere from $1,200 on the very low end to $2,500 on the higher end. So it's a big range, and it can be expensive. It can be a bit of a shock depending on where you're coming from. So that was a big adjustment. Another thing with moving is the availability in apartments can be very difficult. So when we came down in February, that wasn't the last time we came down this year. What are we in? May. So in April we came down, or the beginning of May, it was somewhere in that time. No, it had to be April. Yeah, it was April. We came down, and it was specifically so my husband could go on job interviews, because doing job interviews in person is something that most employers out here want. So if you are planning on moving, you should be prepared for the fact that you're going to need to come down here and do interviews. So my husband and I had set up a few interviews for him. We came down, we strictly did those interviews, and he was offered a job. Once he was offered the job, we decided to go to the apartment complex that we were very interested in, and I'm glad we decided to go, because when we went, we found out that the apartment that was available on their website was not actually available anymore. It turns out that apartments in this area have a tendency to stay between 95 and 98% capacity, meaning finding an apartment can be very difficult. So we had a specific area we wanted to be in, and we found 2 apartments that we really liked. They were about 5 minutes away from each other, and once we saw them both, we decided on the one I'm staying in now, and we paid all of our deposits and did all of that. We went back to Kentucky, and 2 weeks later we were moving down here. But this is not to say that this wasn't a easy, cheap, or like flawless move. It was very, very difficult. It was challenging for me and my husband. It's a very expensive move, especially coming from where I'm coming from. We did decide to get a U-Haul and do all of that. So there was that expense. There's always the expense in a new apartment of, you know, your security deposit. We have pets, so we had pet deposits, setting up your internet, setting up your electric, all of that. So it was by no means inexpensive, but we worked really, really hard to be able to afford this, and we're here, and I'm so excited. And I'm excited because I get to travel all around Orlando, not just the Disney and Universal area, but I get to try out different restaurants and, you know, go to the beach, which is about an hour-ish away from where I'm at, try different parts of Florida. It's such a different culture out here from where we're from. There are so many restaurants, and there's nightlife, and there's shopping, and there's all this stuff around here that I'm so excited to vlog and share with you guys. And it's something that I never expected to be able to do for a very long time. I really did think that my channel was going to be vlogging my Disney vacations. I really wasn't intending to move down here and really create this totally different beast. And I am so excited because this truly 100% is my dream. It has been my dream to live in Orlando. It has been my dream to share Disney and Universal and experience all that. And there's so much stuff that I haven't experienced that I get to experience now, and I am so excited. Now, when it comes to my content on my channel and visiting the parks and all of that, I am going to be waiting for Disney to release annual passes again before I go. I just don't think it's financially responsible for me to go to the Disney parks and just pay for park tickets right now when I can just wait for an annual pass. So I am waiting for that. When it comes to getting a Universal pass, because they are open, it will be happening soon-ish. We're kind of still getting our feelers out. We've been here for a few weeks now, but you know, when new expenses, a new apartment, we want to just make sure that we're comfortable because it is an expense to pay for an annual pass. I want to go to Disney Springs for sure because that is something totally free to do, and you don't even have to pay for parking, so I'm definitely gonna be doing that. Trying restaurants around Orlando. There's a bunch of, like, my kids and my husband love putt-putt golf, so there's places like that to try. So if that sounds fun, please come follow along with me. Leave me comments below if you live in the Orlando area or if you visited here and there's something that a lot of people don't review or don't do that you think is interesting or you want to see. Go ahead and leave me a comment below. I really appreciate you all sticking through this video and through my channel because I know that for the past few weeks I haven't been uploading. It's just been crazy busy with this move, and you know, at least like 75 of you have stuck through it with me, so I'm really appreciative of that. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you all have a magical day wherever you are. I'll see y'all real soon.